Hey, what's up YouTube? Lightsaber Samurai here. I just got done filming that last video that, hey, it's Backlog February video, but man, the camera's still set up, everything's still set up, man. I'm hyped for it. Let's get rolling right away. I'm going to talk about the first game that I've dived into in my backlog this month, and I've already beaten it. It took me a couple of days because I went hard on it nonstop. This is from the Xbox One, and this is Rebellion's Rogue Trooper, and this is an interesting game. First of all, interesting that it's in my backlog and it's on my Xbox One. I got maybe 30 to 35 games on my Xbox One's collection, so that really shouldn't be a thing. I should have gone through all those games already, but so I'm definitely going to be focusing on Xbox One probably this month. But what are my thoughts on Rogue Trooper? Well, this is a game that was first brought to us in 2006. It came out on the PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 2. The Wii got a port like a year or two later, and then this got remastered in 2017. This tells the story of Rogue. He is a genetically enhanced soldier fighting this war between the Southers and the Nords. Now, the Southers and the Nords, they are locked in a state of perpetual war on this planet that's caught between the gravity of two suns. And so there's a huge black hole that's been created in the middle. It's cool. Throughout the game, you can look up at the sky and see a giant black hole off in the distance, you know, probably waiting to swallow you whole. But that's pretty much the setup. They are locked in this continuous war. The Southers have created this technology through gene therapy. They were able to create these super soldiers that are able to survive on the planet of New Earth. Survive because throughout this perpetual war, both sides have used a ton of different chemical and biological tactics of warfare and basically poisoned the atmosphere of the planet. So you can't go outside unless you have on some type of biosuit. These GIs, these genetic infantry, they are blue skin badasses who are immune to all forms of chemicals and toxins except for one, and that plays a part in the story later on. But you drop into the battlefield with your buddies, and unfortunately it is discovered that one of your own has turned traitor, and one of the generals, I guess, gave the plans of the attack to the Nords, and so you all basically get massacred at the beginning of the game. You and all of your squad buddies are attacked. All of your squad buddies are killed, but in this universe, the genetic infantry, they all have a biochip stored in their brain, which carries their conscious, their memories, and all of that. So if their body is destroyed, then the chip can be recovered and placed into a slot in another soldier's equipment, so then later on, they can be reinserted into a body and more or less be reborn. And so that's that's actually a pretty cool idea, and because of that, when your squad members get wiped out, you take their biochips and place them in different pieces of your equipment, and they serve as kind of like your radio buddies throughout the game. And that's really cool. They all got their own kind of quirks and personalities. You got one that's attached to your gun, you've got one that's attached to your rifle, and one that's attached to your helmet. Helm is the name of the guy in the helmet. He is used for breaking through security and cracking codes and hacking things and all of that technical stuff. You got Gunner, who's placed in your gun, and with that you can actually place your gun on a tripod, and he can fight independently while you go around with your pistol and flank enemies on the battlefield. Really cool technique with that. And with Bagman, he is placed in your backpack, and he reloads your weapon for you, and he's also responsible for getting you new upgrades as you find blueprints throughout the game, and you can find upgrades to get new weapons, and then upgrades for your current weapons, more ammo, higher damage, things like that. The game, like I said, the game mechanics are actually pretty solid, and the gameplay still holds up from 2006, and so like I said, I do like the firefights in this. The game is littered with tons of cover, so it's more or less, it's laid out like a cover-based shooter, but I applaud Rebellion for giving you freedom of choice with that. You can go guns blazing, you can, tactically go through and cover shoot your way through the game, or in most cases you can stealth it, and I mean, I've gone through almost entire levels without, raising the alarm at all, which is super cool. You can sneak up on enemies and do one-hit kill moves like Tenchu style, or at the beginning of the game, you can attach a suppressor on your rifle from the beginning and then just go in and take enemies out whisper quiet. All in all, this is a fantastic game, but there are some issues, and a lot of the issues comes with the story. I mean, it's a lot of the tropes that we've seen before. The Norts are basically sci-fi Nazis, and so as an enemy, they're not that fun to fight. There are a few cool enemy types in here. You got your basic infantry, you got your sergeants, you got your snipers. Some enemies will come at you in mechanized suits and things like that, and so that's pretty cool. But like I said, overall, as an enemy, they're kind of boring. They're kind of like the Hellgas from the Killzone series, but not quite as cool. And they protrude out of the ground like the enemies in whose name I'm spacing, the enemies in the Gears of War series, the Locusts. They, you know, ride vehicles and come out of the ground and ambush you at different spots in the game like that. So, like I said, a lot of cool ideas in this game mixed with some not cool ideas in this game. And all in all, you got a decent third-person shooter, but replay value-wise, I don't think that I'll probably be playing this again anytime soon. Which, again, is weird to say. It is a well-made game, but I think just some of the... I mean, if you guys watch me, you know I like third-person shooters. And so I played pretty much all of them. And so, you know, I played really good ones and really bad ones. This is pretty much in the middle of that mediocre range. But if you find this game, it's definitely very cheap. I bought this copy for $8.99. And it's going on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 for about the $10 mark. So it's definitely worth having, unless you can rent it, you know, for a couple of days and then send it back. Anyway, that's my take on it. If I were to score this, should I start scoring these? Like maybe like 1 out of 10 or something like that? Should I do that? If I were going to rate this game, I'd probably give it a 6.5 out of 10. Like I said, some good ideas, some decent, the graphics hold up pretty well, and of course this is a remaster, so the graphics look pretty good. It looks like a really good Xbox 360 game. Doesn't look quite 8th gen quality, but it looks pretty good. Like I said, the gameplay still holds up pretty well, but you know, just some things with the story and a lot of the the plot points and the tropes that they use. Seen them a thousand times. Because of that, I don't think this game has the replay value that some other games in the genre do. But if you guys see this game, I still recommend picking it up because it's so cheap. But if this game ever rises in price, in my opinion, it definitely won't be worth it. Alright guys, I do believe that's all I got for you, but let's talk about it in the comment section below. Questions, comments, concerns, threats. What do you guys think about Rogue Trooper? Have you ever played it? Honestly, I thought it was, back in the day, I ignored it because looking at him on the cover, I thought this game was part of like the Army Man series. For whatever reason, I thought it was just some edgy take on the Army Man series. I didn't realize that this game is based on a comic book series by 2000 AD, the same group that gave us comics like Judge Dredd and stuff like that. So I didn't even realize that at the time. I thought it was just the Army Man offshoot, and then I never played it. But happy that I picked it out of the backlog today. It was a great, entertaining time for, you know, this weekend that I spent playing it. So I'm not mad about that at all. If you guys like this content, go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. You'll be glad you did. I do believe that's all I got for you. Lightsaber Samurai out. Peace.